Hey, aloha from our backyard here in beautiful Kauai. It's just fabulous to be living inside the dream, and it triggers a lot of questions for people. What did you do to get what you got? What did you do to get what you got? And it wasn't until I got off what I needed to do to get what I wanted and started to understand that your business isn't going to go any further than the culture that you set in motion on your team. One of the things that happens that we forget is that most people that join are in the same situation as when we joined. In other words, most of us are a little short on time, or a lot, a little short on money, or a lot. In my case, I was raising 2 kids. I didn't have any time. I was working 70 hours a week, and I wasn't just a little short on money. I was running out of money before I was running out of month. And why is that important? Well, that creates stress. And under stress, people do one of 3 things. They do what they know how to do, they do what they like to do, but mostly when we're under stress, we do what's familiar. And ironically, it's the things that we've been doing that got us in that situation where we're short on time and short on money. And what's the first 2 things we're asking people to do? Give us time and give us money. Now, this is really, really important because it's not what I did to get what I got. It's when I expanded my mind a little bit and said, what are they going through and how can I be effective for them? You see, when people join the business, they sign up for the deal and they go home and tell their husband and wife, hey, I just joined this deal and it's going to be great for the family. And they don't have enough time, they don't have enough money, and all of a sudden there's more money going out, and then and the husband or the wife that's building the business isn't around anymore. And it's like, it's so confusing that it throws the delicate balance of a relationship in a home out of balance. And that's the first thing you have to understand. You see, you have to help people set a schedule. Now, we came up with the idea of Oats. I picked it up out of some management magazine, and it's down below there. What are their objectives for the week? What actions do they need to take to meet those objectives? How much time is it going to take? And of course, you want to add about 20% because things don't always work out perfectly. And then, of course, you want to schedule it. But that's not what's really important. What's really important is the culture that you set on your team. You see, people don't know how much you care until you show them. And when they believe that you care about them as people and about their families, and it's not about volume and recruiting, they tend to trust you a little bit more. And when they trust you, you can influence them to engage in the behaviors that they need to engage in. So when you're doing this Oats with people, and we did them every Friday faithfully, help people set up their objectives for the week. Couple of key tips. Number 1, if they tell you they're going to put in 12 hours a week, only schedule 10 with them. Okay? Cut down by about 20% what they say they can put in so they can easily hit the goal. The second thing, and this is the key thing that made a huge difference on our team, a little chopper coming in here at the airport, but basically, you want to make sure that they schedule time with their spiritual life or worship life or whatever, and time with their wife or husband and with their kids, individually and as a group. We refused to set a schedule up where we would be participating with them in the activities so they could hit the objectives. We refused to set the schedule with them until they had set up time or dates with their family. And I got to tell you, we used to have husbands or wives call and say, what did you do to my wife? We've been married like 14 years and now we're going on dates. Now, these dates that you want them to go on, they don't have to be dinners at, the Capitol Grill or Ruth Chris's. They can just be a walk. And make sure you let them know when they go on that time with people, that little date and a little game of catch with their son in the backyard. Make sure you let them know, don't talk about the business, shut it off. When you can show them that you care more about the balance in their home, because network marketing will quickly throw the balance out of whack in a home. And when that happens, if you have an unsupportive or alleged neutral spouse, it's all over. And they're going to quit to keep harmony in the home, to try to get things back to the way that they were before they got involved in this crazy business. Now, this is when it starts to pay off. And there's a link down there to a blog that I wrote a while back. The greatest study that I've ever read is a book called The Influencer. what do great influencers have in common? Well, they try to influence people to engage in behaviors that will get them what they want. So when you do the oats with people on Friday, do it with yourself, because whatever you set in motion is going to carry in motion. Do it with your team. Make sure they schedule time with their family first. That will accelerate the speed of trust. There's an old saying that trust has to be earned, and while that's true, you can accelerate it. How do you do that? By taking an interest in helping them keep balance in their home and then scheduling the work. If you'll look at that article, The Influencer, you'll understand what it's really all about. Now, I've enclosed down below a little link that you can get a little tiny goal statement. You don't have to write a big goal statement out, what they want to achieve and how many hours they're going to put in. Those are the two key things on there, because we all know the engagement that they need to make, which is contacting new people with you for a while until they know how to do it on their own. So the more oats you sow, the bigger the harvest is. And once that gets set in motion on your team, it'll carry in motion, and your team will be known as a team that cares about the balance in people's homes before the business. And when that happens, trust goes up, and it gets very easy to influence them to engage in the behavior. So let's review. Do oats with them, have them schedule time with their family first, their maker, and then the business. Cut it by 20% so that they can easily hit the hours that they said they were going to put in. Get that little goal statement out and read The Influencer. It will show you clearly not to focus on results, but to focus on the behaviors, because if they engage in the right behaviors, the results are going to follow. And you'll have a team that believes in other people and caring about the delicate balance in a home. They know that you care about them. Their people are going to know that they care about them. And guess what? That moves you off. What did you do to get what you got? What do you say to this person and that? It creates this feeling of community and caring that is really going to carry your business, because your business isn't going any further than your team brings it in. When they trust you, you know how to influence them, and you put their needs before your desires. Believe me, it's a whole new ball game. So check that out. By the way, leave me a comment. Let me know if you're upline or your team does anything like that or similar. I'm always open to ideas, and I'd love to know what you think. Peace be the journey. We'll see you on the beaches of the world.